Hello everyone, and welcome to the ride home. So I wanted to take some time to talk to everybody about the intention behind this channel, and hoping that you all will find it relatable and something that maybe you would like to follow, or know somebody who you would like to share this with who would find some value behind the channel. I guess I'm going to start with a little bit about myself. I have always been a chatter. For those of you who do know me personally, know that I enjoy to speak. I enjoy to motivate people. I think that there is a lot that you can do with words. Words are very powerful, and they could crumble somebody and diminish them, and they can make them feel this small. And at the same time, words have the ability to inspire, to motivate, and to make somebody feel great. And I will say that I am a person who loves to inspire, in both at work and professionally, as well as personally. I like to have these great conversations with the people who surround me. And they usually end up being around three major topics, which are the topics that I decided would be the three main subjects of my YouTube channel, being inspiration, self-reflection, and gratitude. So I wanted to take this ride home to expand upon all three of them, and let you all kind of get some insight as to my personal thoughts around these three topics, how they are embedded into my personal core values, and why they are such important pillars for this channel. So I'm hoping that you enjoy them. Again, if you find somebody who may enjoy it, please share it. You will find the link on there to subscribe to the channel. You will also find a way to share this particular video. So I'm going to start with the first topic, being inspiration. I think that there's so much power behind inspiration, and inspiration falls under different, it can have different meanings for everybody. So I will give you a couple of examples of what I think inspiration can be like. Sometimes we are thinking of an idea, thinking about a way to action something, and we just can't seem to find the inspiration to do so. You know, sometimes we have hobbies and creative outlets, and we just can't find something that puts us into that headspace that makes us think or thought provoke. And it takes you to one of my favorite quotes from Tupac, and it was during a documentary that he talks about they're interviewing him and they're following him, and you know, I believe that they ask him, like, are you going to change the world, or are you wanting to change the world? And Tupac says, I am not saying that I will change the world, but what I am saying is that I will inspire someone who will. And to me, that was so just mind-blowing. The idea that you live your life not wanting to change the world, but that you live your life inspiring others to do so. And that when somebody does change the world, that when somebody does do something that is meaningful to somebody else, because you don't necessarily have to change the world to make an impact on somebody. But when they're asked, why'd you do it? Where'd you get the idea to do it? That they could go back and say, well, there's this crazy guy that I follow on YouTube, and I heard this video or watched this, heard him speak about something, and it just made me think about what I could do. That to me is powerful. And you never know who you can inspire. And so inspiration is completely something that I like to do. I think it is the epitome of immortality, because it gets to transcend the moment. You know, this video will live out in the cyber world forever. And you never know who's going to come across it. And just that idea alone is inspiring to me. And also, sometimes we're having a bad day. Sometimes we are kind of going through depression, whether it's a recent breakup, a failed marriage, hard times at work, the loss of a loved one. You know, we all have those bad times, those bad seasons, those bad moments. And you just need somebody who says, it's going to be okay. I've gone through a lot of those. I've gone through separation. I've gone through loss. I've gone through a hard time at work. And I will tell you that going through it, knowing that I can come out of it is powerful, but knowing that everybody goes through it. And I'm not saying that that's not designed or meant to say that what you're going through is not hard, or it's not any less hard than anybody else, is not true. Listen, my problems may not be as great as other problems, right? And I truly understand that. And I firmly believe that there are people out there who have it a lot harder than I do. And I can never probably relate to that. But what I can tell you is that I understand it and I empathize with you. And at the same time, I'm here to tell you that you are amazing and you are great, because you're going through something that is going to build character, that is going to help you become a stronger person. And that is inspiration to me. The other piece of it is self-reflection. You know, there's nothing that can allow you to understand the strength within yourself than to take the time to pause and self-reflect. And there are different moments of self-reflection. If you are a professional, you know, I sometimes have these visits with my boss and my boss's boss, and I usually like to take the day off after that. It's something that I personally like to do. It's one of like my best practices, because it gives me a time to pause and self-reflect and recalibrate how things are going at work, how I'm leading my team. It's really important to pause and self-reflect on what you're doing well, and you want to keep doing that. What you are doing okay, but you want to perfect. And what are some of the things that are just not working that you want to change, that you want to just completely scrap and try something different? At the same time, as a person, individually, I think it's important to self-reflect. I think it's important to pause in those moments, whether you have, whether you're married, whether you are dating, whether you are a mother, a father, whether you are a single parent, whether you have no children. It's important to pause in life and say, how am I going? How am I doing? You know, am I going where I want to go? Do I understand what I want in life? You know, and am I on the path to get there? And if I'm not, do I need to change some things? But self-reflection is incredibly important, and making space for that is incredibly important. We don't always make space to self-reflect. I personally self-reflect professionally, like I said, after a major visit, after a season, even after a bad decision at work. We all make them. I like to self-reflect, you know, on my time off. Now, where do I self-reflect? I personally enjoy self-reflecting in my garden. I like to start the morning by thinking about the day before, and not in a bad way. Like, I like to take a moment to self-reflect and let go of the things that I can't control, and to seize that moment to set myself up for the today. And what am I going to do today that is going to change the outcome of where I'm going? But you have to make time to self-reflect, because if you don't take that time, you're not going to be able to do it. I would say never self-reflect amongst the chaos. You know, self-reflect with clarity. I know some people out there, some moms, some dads, love a good hot tub moment, right? You like to send the kids off to bed early, send the husband out with his buddies, and you just soak in the tub and you think, and you quiet your mind, and you think about life, and you think about yourself and the decisions that you're making and the path that you're on. That's a great moment to self-reflect. And so I just would encourage everybody to find moments of self-reflection. And through the channel and through the postings, we'll talk about different ways to do that. I also like to share some of my own personal self-reflection moments and the things that I've learned through life. The biggest reason that I believe in self-reflection is I have this crazy fear of waking up one moment and not knowing how I got here, not understanding what were the turns, what were the actions, what were the behaviors that I personally did that led to the moment that I'm living today. Self-reflection is about ownership. It's not about finding the reasons why somebody else did something that made you end up where you were at. Self-reflection is about taking ownership of the decisions that we've made, the actions that we've taken, whether they're positive ones or whether they're negative ones. It's important to take ownership of your life. I like to every once in a while get on YouTube and podcast and hear different types of quotes, and I'm a man of different quotes, but there is a message out there that Oprah sends often, and it is about ownership. You can't make the right decisions or the wrong decisions in life if you don't take ownership of them. You have to take ownership of your life. It starts with that piece of it. You have to decide that you are the designer of your life. You are the designer of where you're going. And that is also a piece of self-reflection. I talked earlier about the moments of where I self-reflect. And I said, I like to self-reflect in my garden. And I do. And one of the steps of self-reflection is gratitude, which takes me to that third piece of it. I like to pause in my garden and spend some time with myself because I like to spend a portion of that time being grateful for what I have. There is something to be said about gratitude, whether it's the smallest things to the biggest things. And I like to be grateful for everything. There's so much in my life that I'm grateful for. I am grateful for the very person that I am. I am grateful for the breath that I can take. Every once in a while, I pause and I just take a deep breath. I'm going to do it right now because it feels good to just breathe, to just live life to its fullest. But it starts with something as small as taking a breath and being grateful for the fact that I can take a breath. There are people out there that can't do that. They can't take a breath. They're too immersed in the chaos of life that they don't know how to stop and take a deep breath and enjoy it and feel it go through their lungs and feel the oxygen fill their blood and feel the blood fuel your body and feel your heart and realize that that's what fuels us all. And we might be able to go through the motions, but can you feel it? Do you believe it? And it takes work. I'm not going to say that I was born yesterday with this idea and this ability to take a deep breath and enjoy it. I have worked really hard to get there. And through this podcast or this YouTube channel, you're going to hear a lot about exercises and activities that I've done that have helped me to get to that moment in life where I can take a deep breath and immerse myself in the energy that comes from me and truly believe that I have the ability to fuel myself. There was a time in my life where I could not do that, where the concept was completely foreign and I didn't even know that it existed. Other things that I'm grateful for, the things that surround me. I am surrounded by so much beauty. The ocean, the sky, the rain, my job. I love my life. I love everything about it. It fuels me with positivity, with optimism. It fuels me with a joy that sometimes I feel I cannot even contain. That's why I'm doing the YouTube channel, because I want to share it with all of you. Because if you don't have that, then you're going to find it here. I want you to find it here with me. And I want you to share it with somebody who might need to know that there is something beauty out there in life. That there is something beautiful. Even if it's this podcast. I keep calling it a podcast. I want to open a podcast or start a podcast. But even if it's this channel, we all need beauty in life. I'm also surrounded by, and I'm grateful for, the people in my life. I do have a close-knit bubble. I will admit that. I've made that decision. I've decided who gets to live in my life, who gets to be part of my circle. And it's the people that fuel me, that raise me up. And at the same time, it's the people that I can reach out to and raise up as well. It's a coexistence of both of us. I have some amazing friends that will reach out and say, I'm having a bad day, can we chat? And I love it because it fulfills me. It fulfills me to raise them up. And at the same time, I have people who I call and say, I'm having a tough day, can we chat? I'm surrounded by peers that accept me for who I am and allow me to be my authentic self. I'm surrounded by a loving family. A mother that truly accepts who I am. And a mother that I celebrate every day. You know, one of the most proudest moments in my life is being able to grow up and see my mother evolve as a person. And it's powerful. And for all of those mothers out there, you are doing it right. I know that sometimes you might feel like you're messing up, but I promise you that you are not. You are growing and you are allowed to make mistakes. And know that one day your kids are going to realize that. There's no such thing as the perfect parent. There really isn't. But I am grateful for the fact that I can see my mother for who she is. A powerful person who is continuously growing. Who seeks out advice, who gives me advice. Sometimes she pulls my ear, and I love that too. I'm surrounded by an amazing father. A man who accepts me and is incredibly one of the most humble people I know. He's everybody's friend. For 4 amazing brothers who has been my honor to watch them from being these kids to growing up to be the most amazing men that I know in my life. I am grateful for the abilities that God has given me. I can do things that others can't. And I understand that. We are all born with innate abilities. It took me a very long time to find mine, to understand who I was as an individual. You know, to find out, what Oprah calls your truth. I always call it your essence. Who are you? We wear many hats, right? At one point, I defined who I was by what I did. My job was my world. And I found strength in that. But I went on this journey a couple of years ago. It was close to gosh, almost 8 years ago, where I went on this journey of trying to define who I was. And that's not how the journey started, by the way. But through the journey, I understood who I was as an individual. Not the hats I wore, not it started as wanting to be the best husband. But I realized that was a role that I played. I played the role of husband, the role of brother, the role of son, the role of boss, leader. Those are all hats we wear, right? Sometimes we wear the hat of mother, the hat of father. We all wear different hats and we play different roles. But at the end of all of that, who am I as a person? And when you understand that, you are able to find strength within that essence. And again, through this channel, I want to share with you all how I have been able to find my essence. And also, when do I immerse myself in that essence? Because it is important that that essence be my strength, that it be what fuels me, because that is the powerful thing. That when things get tough, when the world gets rough, when you are going through those hardships, that you are able to find out, that you're able to immerse yourself in that essence. I'm getting home. But that you are able to find your essence and live in that essence and find fuel in who you are and know that everything is going to be okay. And at the same time, when you're doing something great, when great things are happening, that you don't say, oh, things are great are happening because of this, and that. But that you are also able to accept that you, nobody else, you have been the gatekeeper of that essence. And that because of that, you are the result of that success. Sometimes we don't know how to say, I got myself there. I did this. I am a great father. I am a great mother. I'm a great son. I'm a great boss. I'm the SHIT. I did it. Learning to give yourself credit is so important, right? And it goes back to being grateful, right? So I really wanted to make this introduction video because I don't think that I've posted a couple of videos on my way home and I've talked about different topics, but I didn't really take the time to stop and say, why did you do this? And share this with all of you as to why the idea came about. It is something that I've been wanting to do for close to 3-4 years now. And I will admit that I did not have the self-esteem and the confidence to get on video and do it. And over the last year, something has blossomed within me. And I have to give a lot of credit to my boss who positioned me and supported me in the journey of authenticity. But she's a piece of it. I have so many people who surround me, who allow me to be who I am, and that allow me to be who I am today. And I've found this confidence in this stage in my life that has allowed me to do this. And I am forever grateful for that. And now I want to share it with all of you. And I want you to share it with somebody who might need this too and will find some value in this journey. But again, in this page, I would love for you all to subscribe, get some ideas as to what you can do to find inspiration, how to make room for self-reflection, and at the same time, how to take a moment to be grateful for what you have. Guys, again, thank you so much for listening to the page or the video. Please share it with somebody else. I really appreciate you taking the time. thank you all for being here, and looking forward to spending the next couple of videos and posts with you all. I appreciate you all very much. And again, thank you so much. I love to thank people because it's very important for me. Time is precious. You can never get it back. I had a boss who used to say that. Always remember that time is precious. And when you give it to someone, wholeheartedly give it to them. And remember to be respectful of people's times. And so, for the sake of time, I am going to cut the video up. But I really appreciate you all taking the time to listen. I appreciate you all who will share it for sharing it. And for those of you who one day find this, I hope that you find as much value in the video as I find in making it for you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day. And I will see you out in the digital world. Thank you so much.